Hey guys, welcome back. So today we are going to finally do the video that I've been promising you guys for like my entire existence. We are going to finally be talking about Chanel's Lambskin versus Caviar. I feel like there are so many videos discussing this already on YouTube, and I have watched a couple of them before like even buying my first Chanel bag, but even in watching them, I still made the wrong decision. If you guys didn't watch my 10 unpopular opinions, I'll link it right up here, but I did say it there, which one I prefer. But if you want to know why, then please just keep on watching. But wait, you already know what I'm going to say. If you're not already subscribed, explain yourself. I post on Wednesdays and on Sundays at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I feel like you're going to want to be here when I do. If you like Chanel, if you like Lambskin or Caviar, if you like handbags, if you like luxury, if you like fashion, I think this is where you're going to want to be. So definitely subscribe if you're not already, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram where I post every single day. I'm very active over there, so definitely follow me over there if you're not already. And with that out of the way, let's jump into the video. Even though calfskin and like even tweed and like jersey and other materials are offered, lambskin and caviar are definitely the two main ones. They're definitely the two that are most often offered, and that was hard to say, most often offered. So for my first point, the first reason that I like lambskin better is because it looks nicer. So obviously lambskin. So this bag is a lambskin bag. This is a medium classic flap, but you can see the color is gonna throw everything off. You can see there are absolutely no grains on this whatsoever. Obviously you can't touch it, but if you were touching it, you would feel it's smooth to touch. This bag is Caviar. You can see there are grains. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. Hold on, my mic is over here. You can hear that. If I do that noise onto my lambskin bag, you can hardly hear that. So you can definitely see this has more grains than a lambskin bag. So just as a reference, this is also a lambskin bag and this is smaller, so I'm gonna grab this. In my opinion, lambskin looks more luxurious. This is lambskin. This looks supple. This looks smooth. This looks luxurious, in my opinion. And this being Caviar, I mean, oh, almost dropped that. Now, I'm definitely not saying that Caviar does not look luxurious at all. I am just saying, looking at the two side by side, in my opinion, to me, it's obvious that this is more supple. This seems more like a bag that would cost, you know, $4,400 in this, obviously in this case. This one looks a little bit more cheaply made, in my opinion. Because it is grained, it kind of gives off a more plasticky appearance. I feel like the lambskin just is more luxurious in general, and I don't think there's really many people who disagree with that. For the second category, that kind of goes along with the first category, it's the touch. The way that the bag looks obviously is going to be more luxurious in lambskin, but not only that, the way that the bag feels in lambskin is just, it feels so good. This is actually one of the more like rough, I guess harder lambskins that I own. Some of the other ones are a little softer than this one, and still it feels so good to the touch. It is just, it is so pleasing. If you're one of those like sensory people, like this feels good. This does not feel good. This just feels kind of like, well, like Caviar just feels so rough. For my third point, something that I feel like is not very well known is that lambskin actually used to be more expensive. This is backwards. Lambskin actually used to be more expensive than Caviar. If I was going into Chanel boutique and I was like, I need to get a classic flap, can I have a classic flap, small size in lambskin? That small classic flap in lambskin is gonna cost you more, back in the day, than a small classic flap in Caviar. I mean, you had two choices. Do you want to go the cheaper route, or do you want to go the more expensive, more luxurious route? I think you would be hard pressed to find somebody who in like a European country or like in France, for example, likes Caviar more than lambskin, just because over there, like it's like a known thing, lambskin is better over there. They're still kind of stuck in that mindset. Like they remember when lambskin was more expensive, and so for them, they're team lambskin all the way. And it's not only because of the price, obviously, it's kind of with the rest of the things that I'm talking about. The fourth thing that I want to touch on is the fact that everybody thinks that lambskin is a lot more delicate than Caviar. Now, I am not gonna say that lambskin is not more delicate than caviar, because that's just a lie, okay? Lambskin 100% is more delicate than caviar. However, it is not as delicate as people think. I have seen people who have like one lambskin bag and they're like freaking out about it because they're like, oh my God, this is my only one lambskin bag. Or when people talk about the trendy CC, they're like, oh my God, but it's lambskin, it's gonna get scratched. Listen, if you take care of your bag, at the end of the day, you take care of your bag. That's it. If you get one scratch on your bag, this bag really actually has no scratches on it because like I hardly use it. But let me see. I know my trendy CC actually does have scratches on it. So you can see my trendy CC does have, I mean, I'm not sure if it's gonna come across on camera, but there are like a few scratches. They're like hairline scratches, not so visible. I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to see it, but there are scratches on it, but they're so light and they're so like, to the naked eye, you're not gonna see this, that it's okay. And at the end of the day, like, don't we buy our handbags to use them? Because at least that's what I buy them for, you know. I'm not sure if, I mean, if you're buying only to collect and like to have them on the back of your shelves, then you definitely shouldn't be worried about that caviar versus lambskin, because you're not even using it to experience a scratch anyways. So for me, yes, I'm aware that lambskin is more delicate and it is more prone to scratches, but it's not as bad as people think. And if you get a little scratch on it, you can always massage it out with your fingers. So my point is, yes, it is more delicate, but no, it is not as bad as people think. I mean, I have almost exclusively lambskin bags and I wear them when I want to wear them, and I feel like I take pretty decent care of my bags and they're fine. I mean, as long as you're not throwing them around and like doing really dumb things with the bag, it's going to be fine. Now for my last point, and this is kind of one that I feel like some of the others, like you may have heard like in other videos before, or you may have heard them elsewhere, but this one I don't feel like is really talked about that often. There was a bag that came in both lambskin and caviar, and I first bought it in caviar because obviously everyone always tells you caviar is best. This is like well known. Everyone's like, you need to get caviar. Caviar is what's gonna last you. Caviar is the best thing to do. You need to get caviar. So I got it in caviar. As soon as I opened it up, and this was a pre-loved bag, I believe it was from Fashion File, and it was a couple of years old. I opened it up and I immediately hated it. The caviar on that bag was horrible. It looked so deflated and just like aged and just like not, it just really did not look good. It did not look like a bag that should have cost thousands and thousands of dollars. So I sent it back immediately. I rebought it in lambskin. I do have it in lambskin, and like I said, I will do that reveal for you soon. Again, it was pre-loved, pretty much the exact same age as the caviar one. I just want that to be clear. Every other spec about the bag was exactly the same. The hardware, the size, every other spec was the same. Obviously the previous owner is going to be different, so it depends on how they treated the bag. When I opened this lambskin bag, the lambskin version, I was blown away. It is beautiful, it is supple, it is in such good condition. And again, it does matter on how the bag was taken care of. But we have seen vintage bags. I mean vintage bags. The bags that I was unboxing, neither of them were vintage, but like really, really old lambskin bags in incredible, incredible condition. And almost all of the bags that are vintage are in lambskin, by the way, and I don't think that that's an accident. These caviar bags are not holding up as well as these lambskin bags. Yes, if you get like scratches on it, you know, it's gonna show more on a lambskin bag. Yes, that is accurate. But when we talk about longevity, and I mean longevity, like years and years, like 10s, 20, 30 years, the lambskin bag is gonna hold up better. And again, it depends on how you take care of the bag. But in my opinion, the lambskin is always gonna come out on top. So yeah, that is basically the rundown on why I prefer lambskin over caviar. And if you disagree, honestly, let me know in the comments why it is that you disagree. You can like caviar if you want. You can like calfskin if you like. If you want to like jersey more, please go ahead and like it. I'm not gonna argue with you. It's fine. Everybody can like whatever they want to like. That is cool. We can still be friends. Let me put this back because I feel like I'm gonna get my sweat all over it because I am sweating so hard right now. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you disagree with any of my points, if you like Caviar better, if you don't like Caviar, if you don't like either, if you just hate lambskin and you feel like it's the worst, just let me know in the comments. I really am interested in knowing like everybody's thoughts on this. But that's all that I have to say. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you did like it. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I post every single day over there. And with that being said, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. I'm really struggling today with this filming, and this is like my 37th time trying to film this, and it's really stressing me the fuck out. We're just gonna, we're chill.